Hey up! I'm Guy Kessivan, the Testament, and today we're in the lovely Pennine town of Sedbergh, home of the Sedbergh Sheep Fest, which is on today, but we are actually here for the Polaris route of the month, heading up into the fantastic, rarely ridden wilderness that is the Howgills. And the route is just under 40 kilometres, 850 metres of climbing, but because of the gradients involved and the fact that most of that climbing is in the first 10 kilometres, it's definitely a mountain bike route, not a gravel route. But it's the classic Howgills single track expedition that you'll find in a lot of places. We did think of putting a northern extension on this, so we might put that in as a spare GPX, but for now we're just looking at the 40k one, because given the climbing and the severity of it, that's a pretty decent route in itself. And as always, full route GPX, notes on points of interest, description of the lie of the land, as well as GPX plots and a Strava fly through, and some photos if I remember to take some, will all be on the Polaris Bikewear blog site. And now we start climbing, and to be honest, we don't really do much else for the next hour or so. So settle in and sing sweet songs to your burning legs. We promise you the single track on the far side is worth it though, and the views at the top from the calf, the highest hill in the Howgills. Still crawling up, still in bottom gear, still losing ground to Amy, who incidentally rode here in 3 hours across the Dales on a road bike, then just changed her shoes. And don't be fooled that this true point is the top of the Howgills, because yes, you've already done a bunch of climbing. Yes, that's actually the sea over there and the Lake District over there. Power station. But you've still got a fair amount of How left in the Howgills. Oh man. Type 3 fun. Brutal. And this is when it's bone dry. I mean, you do get a little bit of single track descent respite, which is nice. The only downside is obviously you've got to then come back up again. Bike's on your left. Thanks very much. I have a sneaking suspicion this is the track we should have stayed on. Rather than splitting off to the right over the summit, which looks better going and less of a climb as well. So that would be the sensible option, which is obviously why we didn't take it. Whoa, whoa. Just watch your tyres and wheels here, there's some sharp rocks about. Okay. Ah, nuts. So we just took another little extra detour to the top of the calf proper to get the full experience of the Howgills panorama, Dentdale, Wensleydale, up into the North Pennines, Lake District, Seaside, Neil, Amy, Ramblers. Yeah, so big old descent from here. I think it was Wainwright who described the Howgills as a massive herd of elephants, or something like that. You can't see what he means. It's big, rounded backs lumping out into this wilderness. But as you can imagine, proper wild up here. So bring a coat and a vest even if, you know, because it was forecast good weather, but that looks a bit dark over there. So come prepared, even in summer. Yeah, this is the kind of conditions that Polaris bike wear was made for. Cheesy plug before we begin the descent. Right, let's crack on. Talking nonsense. So, turn here onto the single track. Is it down here? No, it's not down there. It's actually up a bit to start with, I think. Yeah. Wrong time by wrong turn navigation. That's my speciality. Here we go. Yeah. Left fork and a bit of a climb because, you know, we haven't done enough climbing. Yeah, that's on track now. So a little climb again. And then a descent, I promise. So this is the official bridleway and it's fairly indistinct across the plateau. And I think, to be honest, if you went on just from the summit on the footpath, accidentally, of course, because you're not supposed to ride a footpath, you'd actually get onto this a lot quicker and a lot easier, and you wouldn't lose any height. But anyway, we are game on into one of the longest single track descents in the UK. You. Oh, look at that for a view. Beauty. And it's good shaly surface as well, so well, that grass climb is going to be a bit of a slog. This should be reasonably good going all year round. Just like I say, do watch out for the weather and ride with the level of wilderness you're dealing with out here in mind. Yeah, you're a long way from help if you overcook it and have a big mechanical or a big injury. So, just ride within your skills. Or lack thereof. For me, it seems today. It's always the sign of good single track when I can't even get a hand free to turn the camera off. But then why would you want to miss this, eh? And I would kind of tell you some history about the Howgills, but to be honest, it's such a wild area. There isn't much to go at. It kind of got colonised vaguely by farmers in the Norse period. Obviously, you know, you're talking about Vikings who are used to that wild Scandinavian living. And they found conditions very similar to that up here. Shepherding and wild farming, but yeah, this has always been a properly wild area. Well, that means certainly once you're off the peaks above Sedbergh, properly remote wilderness experience. Oh, got to adjust the suspension from my heavier mate borrowing this bike. The arm pump is real, and these new FSA bars are not forgiving. Fancy looking aero and very stiff, yes. Kind on me bingo wings, absolutely not. Come on, can't keep up the inane chat this long. Oh, there's some folk walking up. Right, we'll give way. Look at that. Just all the way along the bottom of this valley now, above the stream. Kind of done most of the big descent now, just kind of roller coaster contouring from here. Perfect old school single track. Oh, and it's got a real Lake District feel, because obviously, you know, it's literally just across the valley from the Lake District, but without anything like the crowds. Yes. Oh, this is beautiful. And you've got to keep your wits about you. It's not wide. And you can have a good old roll into the stream if you get it wrong on these rutted sections, but woo-hoo-hoo. It's a bit less punishing on my bingo wings as well. Now I'm not braking all the time. Into little kick turns. Keep the flow going. Whee! Oh, bit of wetness even in the driest year in living memory. Up, wait, whoops. Shoe rub. Oh. This is just glorious. And oh, and by the way, you don't have to start from Sedbergh. If you're going in by train, it's actually a lot easier to start from Kirby Stephen, or if you're coming from the north. So that's about 4 miles away from Ravenston Dale. And there's a train station there. So you come in on the super picturesque Settle Carlisle. And you do the ride in reverse. So this is the final furlong for you. Which in a lot of ways would be a nice way to do it, apart from the fact you're hitting those climbs halfway round. So you need to go very steady at the start to leave something in your legs. Oh, this is sublime though. Proper out there. Who needs the Cairngorms when you got the Howgills? And amazing when you think literally, you know, not many miles from the M6, T-Bay services, just a few miles away. And yet, so wild out here. Been descending for 20 minutes now. We're just kind of leveled out, getting more pedally, more roller coasty, but still just fantastic, like natural safety single track. Surprisingly wet considering this is the dry summer in memory. So if you're doing this in winter, get your Merinos on, or your waterproof boots. Or if there's still some left, there might be some Polaris waterproof socks left on the eBay store. Don't know. Worth a look, I guess. But yeah, this is proper wild riding. So come prepared, mentally, physically, and with spares, extra layers, and extra snacks. Oh, there we go. Almost looking like civilization over there now. You can see fields and barns. Right, and now it's the final flying furlong down into the valley. Enjoy it, you've earned it. Ah. You can keep your bike park berms and your tabletop BMX jumps. This is what I love. Proper wild single track. Earned properly. With some serious pedalling. I'm downvoting uplifts. Ah, well worth all that winching. Up onto the calf. Cheers, Neil. That way?
That way.
Okay, yeah. Oh, fantastic. Cracking finish flourish. Again, just mind the rocks. It's a shame to flat now, wouldn't it? Cheers, Amy! Happy, happy, joy, joy. You? And then I'll get the next one. Oh. And now we actually turn just before the main road. If you were wanting to do that longer route, you duck under the road. Hey, oh, there's one of them time trials going on.
Is that?
Yeah. Just saw a aero-helmeted man. But now we're turning back into the hills up this bridle path on the right.
I passed one of them going the other way.
That is as old school as Saint Skate, isn't it?
Yeah. So now we're just field hopping on bridleways and back roads across the bottom of the dale before heading back into the hills again. Cheers, Amy. Now just got a bit of back road to get the snacks in, catch our breath, have a bit of a drink. There's a few gates along here, so make sure you follow that countryside code, leave them as you find them, don't spook the livestock, and keep all the locals happy. You never know when you might need them out here. Well, this Grove Road has been used for centuries. All sorts of rocks clunking about under this grass. And there's the King's Head, if you fancy some refueling. But I think we're rolling straight on. We're rolling straight on, Amy.
Yeah, unless you want me to crack.
Okay, well I do, obviously. That would be absolutely marvellous and unheard of, but I think for the purposes of not having a mutiny on our hands, I think we're keeping rolling. But yeah, very nice posh pub there, if you fancy stopping. What's this called? Is this Ravenstonedale? Oh, hang on. Oh no, right, we're not in Ravenstonedale yet.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm all confused.
This is Ravenstonedale. There's not.
Here's Ravenstonedale with the Black Swan, which is pub of the year, apparently. Pub of the year. And has absolutely tiny horses. And tennis. Look at this, sport for all here. Ravenstonedale, Mecca of the Northern Pennines. Middle Pennines? I don't know. Oh, God. Maybe I do need to stop and a snack. And now we're up another back road. Well, it's a dead-end road, it's actually up into the dale. Some splendid Viking names on the signpost back there. There's some beautiful barns up ahead by the look of it. It's a stunning bit of scenery around here. Proper lost world, this. It's actually a very nice and much more efficient way to gain height than coming up yet another grassy bank. You've got a lovely view of the stream down there. But there is the small matter of that double arrow kicker just before we go back off road. So be ready for that. And we just overshot the turn off road. Yeah, just as you crest the road and start riding down, there's a little fairly inconspicuous turn off to the side. Takes you down to this ford, and then we're contouring off-road for a while. But firmly on the homeward leg now. 27k done. Oh, hello. Yeah, I think maybe the other side.
Yeah.
Note to riders, I'd go to the left of this. Oh, this is lush up here. Proper Borderlands feel. This could be out Northumberland way or Wales. Just that classic wild sort of deserted hill landscape, just occasional farms. And that's the way we're heading home. Roller coastering through that. Better get a move on. Neil's leaving us. Ah, should have put my fender on. Half a V. Hey up. That escalated quickly. Yeah. Be prepared for the unexpected. Or at least the suddenly wet or the suddenly rocky down there. And you probably can't. Oh God, look at the lens. You haven't been able to see any of that. You'll have just heard it. There. In case you hadn't guessed, that almighty clattering noise is a bunch of rocky stuff. Proper loose geology, so yeah. Be ready for that. It comes at you fast. Now we're back onto dust. Zooms. Yeah, 10k to go.
I'm flat.
I don't think I've ever been through that, and it's not been through.
Yeah, well, you can't just go straight through the water, obviously. Oh, Amy's punctured. That goes to show what I was saying about that rocky bit back there. Hey ho. Let's get that fixed. Right, just a navigation alert as you're coming into the farm. Peel off onto the bridleway.
Or the left.
On the right, and then through this little tricky bit to the left. Quite easy to miss. But it's definitely worth hitting because the reward is a lovely bit. So, floral single track. Whoops, hey, there we go. Glasses are filthy. Should probably take them off. Remember to clean the lens on the GoPro. Forgot to clean the lens on my glasses. Oh, again, classic. Just find a line. Whoa, or not. Natural single track down here. This is such a classy old school ride. What a bit of softness. Ah, love this stuff. Oh, this is just awesome. And now we're dropping into the woods. Oh, what a great bit of trail. Whoa! Camera to the chest. Or the saddles to the camera to the chest. Oh, yes. What a cracking bit of trail this is. Come on. Whee! Mind the trees. Oh, how long does this go on for? Oi! Oh, this is so good. Oh no, slid the back end of the crucial moment.
Sorry, you had less of a swim than Neil.
Oh, don't say I missed Neil going in.
Neil majorly swam.
Oh well. This is almost certainly going to go badly wrong because Amy's filming it. Hey! See, it is rideable. It's actually the entry into it is really slippery rock. That's what you got to watch out for. Back end went, and then I went. I can't believe I missed Neil going full submersion though. The sky's clearing up. Yay! This is a lovely bit of landscape. I was not expecting this at all. Much more mellow than I was expecting from the Howgills. I think the last time I rode it, part of a sort of 3-day loop, so we just headed north over to Kirby Stephen. I think we stayed there overnight. So I've not actually done this bit before, but a route of two halves, this one. But a cracker all the same. And while there is still some climbing on this homeward leg, the good news is, so far it's all either been on road or fast rolly rocking double track like this. No more super steep grassy death climbs, I hope. How do, folks? Oh, some more wetness and rockness. Oh, that looks like another ford as well. Being able to demonstrate. Yeah, definitely slippy. And Neil. More sheep, more single track, more glorious views. What a cracking route this is. I kind of pulled this out of my ride archives, this one. I'll be honest, like I say, it was 97 we were here, maybe even earlier. It's on my rigid day dates, I know that for a fact. Well, it's full suspension malarkey. Yeah, so it probably would have been 94-ish. But yeah, what a cracking route. Nope, it's sloppy in places, still. I think it collects a fair amount of rain up here. I mean, it's Lake District adjacent, but it's definitely not a dry spot. Oh, this is a nicely paved path though. This'll do. Right, Susterans have been at it in the middle of nowhere. Right. Make sure you turn left over the bridge. Should be a test of your handlebar width. That looks like a good picnic. We're missing out there. And now we've got a nice bit of roller coaster flow, brackeny, rocky single track back into Sedbergh. Just to squeeze a last bit of fun out of the ride and a last bit of energy out of your legs. Perfect. Just to let you know, there's a really vague bit of nav across this field where the footpath goes up and is really clear, but the bridleway just kind of gets lost in the middle of the field. But the footpath is like signposted as footpath please, or footpath thank you, so. But they're hardly helping. by hiding the bridleway. Anyway, on we go again. This looks a bit clearer. This is a cracking bit of trail to finish. Not expecting this. It's alright, Amy, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Spoil it for everyone. I don't know. Kids these days. Oh, I bet this trail would be really good if you were doing it fast.
That one's quite real, man. It's a bloody awful right away. I don't know. I think I'll keep my mouth shut.
Oh, nearly. You got to try, haven't you? It was. Conti versus Schwalbe. The reckoning continues. Hey, we're already winning on punctures. Mind you, that rick's probably absolutely threadbare, isn't it? No, we've gone up so far, to be honest, but certainly getting some descending in on the way back. Woo! Quite a lot of gates, though, again. And now, last little road spin into Sedbergh, in the shadow of the mighty Howgills. They've been cracking, haven't they? Sacky bugger. But it was, that was a proper ride. Absolute cracker. In an area that so many people forget about. And if you're coming up from the west side of the country, surprisingly easy to get to. Bit of a trek for us from the east, but still absolutely worth it. For that sense of wildness and wilderness. So, like I say, GPX, Strava fly through, route notes, facilities lists for all the surrounding areas. I mean, to be honest, there's not much on the route itself. All there is Sedbergh and then a couple of pubs at Ravenstonedale. Apart from that, it's what you're carrying is what you're eating and drinking. So make sure you go prepared. But anyway, let us know in the comments if you've enjoyed this one, or if you do it yourself, we'd love to get your feedback. Always helps in different weather and everything like that, so we can keep an eye on how conditions are going. And then, see you next month for the next Polaris bike wear. Route of the month. And while you're checking out the routes, you know, big thanks to those guys for sponsoring me coming out and doing them for you. And make sure you check out the other blog posts and any news on the new range, because we're in final sample stage now. Some absolutely beautiful pieces of kit coming through. So I'll be introducing them to you very, very shortly. For now, cheers from me, Amy, Neil, Sedbergh, and the Howgills.